Hello, welcome to Around the House with Kay and Tom, and today we're going to cook up us a yellow squash, 2 zucchinis here, and an onion. And we're going to cook them in this Emeril Lagasse oven here. And so, let's got those 3 trays in it, right here. And we're going to fill up all 3 of them and see how it does. So now let's get started. Okay, now I've got this all washed up and I've got the onion peeled here. Now we'll cut the ends off the zucchini. And off the squash, I already cut off that end. I'll cut this end off. Now, so much for that. Okay, now most people just go ahead and cut this veggies up with a knife, you know, any way you want to. And that, if that's the way you want to do it, that's fine. But I like using this old KitchenAid mandolin here, and I can set it at 1/4 of an inch. And the more even that you have your slices, the more even that it cooks. And so that's why I have them like that. So let's try one of these zucchinis and see what it does here. Okay. I see that I got that one crooked because of the way I had it cut. But there you go. Now they're getting more uniform, see? And they just like that's perfect. And see, they'll cook a whole lot more even that way. And so we're going to keep on doing this until we get this zucchini down in there. And you got to watch out for this. When it gets close to this blade here, you make sure you use this little guard over here. I'll show it to you in a second. See how nice and even that is? And that's about the way you want it. And that way you know it's going to cook real even. Or not real even, but more even than it would. So, now, go just lay your veggie right there. And come down on this with it, and hold it, and that's close enough. So, see there, you got quite a few slices out of that. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other one now, and when I finish it, we'll be back. Now look here, what a beautiful plate we got of zucchini out of those 2 zucchinis. Now see, those are nice and even, uniform cuts. They should cook up pretty nice and uniform. And that's not to say that you can't do it with a knife, you know. It's just a little bit tougher with a knife than it is like this. So now let's do the squash. I just wanted to show you these slices. Now, aren't those good looking slices right there now? So that's about a little bit bigger than a silver dollar, if you remember what a silver dollar looks like. And I think I'll just let the rest of it go. Now, for the challenge here, we've got this onion. So I'm going to, when I cook these, I'm going to try to make a couple of onion rings to go on top of them. So let's see if this will do it. And I'm not even sure I can do this because I've never done it before, but I'm going to try it. Let's see what that looks like. If I can find it and all this other stuff. Yeah, see, I'm just going to take these pieces like this and pull them out and put my same coating on them. I'm going to put on this squash and zucchini. And we're going to see how that does. Like I say, it might not do well at all because I've never tried it before. We're going to find out though. I just wanted you to get us an idea of what we got, what plate of veggies we got out of that 1 squash and 2 zucchinis, and really about 3/4 of this onion here. And so that's a nice looking plate of veggies right there. So now let's see how much of that we can get in this oven over here. Okay, now in this bowl here, I'm going to put a cup of these breadcrumbs here. That's not quite a cup. All right. Now, put a teaspoonful of this garlic salt in there. Teaspoon of this black pepper. And a tablespoon of this Italian seasoning right here. Now, the next thing I want to do is put it in this gallon Ziploc bag here. Now we're going to mix it up real good. Now that's going to be our coating for our veggies. Okay, now I've cracked the egg in this bowl right here. And I'm going to give a little splash of milk. A little heavy splash. And we're going to mix it all up. I got more milk than that egg. That's all right. Now we'll start putting the squash in. Put it in like that. Let them go ahead and take a little swim there. Make sure it's covered as good as you can. Now I'm just going to drop it right down this bag. Let it sit there for a second while I put a couple more in. Right, I want to shake these up. Get them covered real good. So you can shake the excess of what and get covered on the bottom there. As you did. Start putting them on the sheet here on this rack. Like that. Now we'll get some more throw in there. Whoops, almost put in the wrong thing. And I'll be back when I get this rack full here. Okay, now this little rack right here is full. Now, just to help them brown a little bit, I'm going to go over here and put a little bit of this pound cooking spray on them. And that'll help them brown up a little bit. Not a lot. Just a little squirt. Right, now, we'll come over here and we'll put this in this bottom slot of this oven here. And we're going to go back over here and get us an empty tray, and this time we're going to fill this one up with zucchini. So let's get started with that one. And we're going to do it just the same way. We're going to drop it right down in, I was going to say egg wash, but it might be a milk wash. So we're going to drop it right down in there, and then we're going to start putting it on the pan, or on the rack. Okay, now we're going to do it about the same way. Drop it right down in this coating we've got made up here. up here and start putting these on. Try to shake a little bit of it off, but don't knock it all off. Alright, now we're going to keep on doing that until we get this rack full, and we'll be back. Okay, now I've done the same thing with this zucchini here. Got a pretty good size rack out. I'm going to spread it down a little bit like I did the squash over there with a little bit of cooking spray here. I'm going to put it in this oven on the next rack up, or next shelf up. And then we're ready to try our onion. Now, I've never tried this before, so it could be a new experience. Okay, now my onion here, see, I'm going to pop this ring off from the outside and stick it in there, and I'm going to pop this one off and put it in and do the same thing with these two. Now, let's get them all in this milk wash here. I'll put them right down in this coating here. Get them good and coated, so you shake it all around. Make sure you got enough on all the pieces. Right, now, I'm going to tell you what, that coating mix sure does smell good. Take this largest one here and set it right there. Next one, put it right there. Now see, this one I'm going to try to put in the middle here. Save a little bit of room, you know. That one won't fit anywhere like that. So now, we'll do another one. Same way. And I'll be back when I get that done. Okay, now I finished with onion rings here. I'm going to put them up here on the next slide up. Right there. That's a little close. Let's see if I can separate them a little bit. There you go. Now slide them right back in there. Now, I really believe that I'm going to have to rotate these racks a little bit, but now it might not. But I'm going to have to keep an eye on this because I have no idea how long it's going to take to cook this stuff. So I'm going to shut the lid on this thing, or the door, whatever you want to call it, and turn on the power. And I'm going to leave it at 370. And my time, I'm going to leave it that at 15 minutes too, and let it get started like that. I'm going to hit the start button here and let it take off. And we're going, like I say, I'm going to keep a real close eye on this, and we're just going to see how it's going to do. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, that's a little over halfway on that 15-minute cook. Let's take a look. They sure do smell good, but I don't see a whole lot of difference so far. That looks about the same, but it sure does have a good aroma coming out of there. And I don't see any difference in them. Look down here. Now it looks like these are starting to brown just a little bit. Those two. So maybe it's just the onions that's not making much of a change yet, but they will. So let's set it back and let it go on, and we'll be back. Okay, now we're down less than a minute on this thing, and I'm going to tell you what, those onion rings sure are smelling good. So, and I almost forgot to ask you, if you can, join our channel and give us a thumbs up. And thank you very much for watching our video. We sure do appreciate it. Okay, and that's the end of that 15-minute cook. And I never rotated anything. I kept on looking at it, but everything looked to be just fine, so we'll be back in a minute. Okay, let's open the door here. Look at these. Oh, don't those look good? Those are nice looking little onion rings right there. Now these, we'll let Kay taste one of these and see if they're ready. And if they're not, we're going to put them back in there and let them go for another couple of minutes, but I think they're probably ready. Come here, Kay, see how this zucchini is. Okay, now Kay said these things are almost done. So, put them back in here and we'll shut the door there, and we'll run them up this time to 400 degrees. And we'll put the time at 5 minutes, and we'll hit the start button. There it goes. Now, these little onion rings here, now these are delicious. They're ready to go. So, they'll be lucky to be any around by the time we get the zucchini and squash out, but we'll see. Okay, now it's just turning off again, so we're fixing to eat these things up this time. So, as soon as it shuts off, and it won't be but another second or two. Alright, now, take them out.
Hello.
Oh yeah, see, they're browned up good now. Set them over on that rack, I'll show you in a minute. Here we go with the zucchini, browning up nicely. Now, right, I'll try one of these squashes here. Now see how nice and brown that is? Now that's the bottom of it. And I never turned these over. So let's see how this is. Squash and those onion rings, especially that squash, is really delicious. I don't know why I've had any squash that good, but it's been a long, long time, if ever. But now, this is no oil, no grease. You're not heating the whole house up with your oven or frying pan. You know, so just a couple of little tips. Let's try the zucchini now. Try to do it down at the same time because that's so good. Okay, that's about it for this little video, and I hope you try this and don't change a thing. It's exactly the way it ought to be done. Well, for me, because this sure is delicious. Now we got a little bit of, we're using some of this ranch home style, this Hidden Valley here for some dipping sauce. Of course, we use the Italian seasoning and the garlic salt. 4C breadcrumbs seasoned, and some black pepper there. And so, like I said, and of course, egg and milk. And that sure is good. So, until next time, y'all have a real good and safe day, and come back and see us real soon. And thank you very much again for watching our videos. We sure appreciate it. So until next time now, goodbye.